Coming up on this week's news, a contracting firm is fined after an 18-year-old electrical apprentice is electrocuted. The trade reacts to yet another amendment to the regs, and we check out the spotlight that's made from old coffee grounds. Welcome to Electrical News Weekly in association with Solar Trade Sales, your easy one-stop shop for all things solar. Whether you're listing in the van, on-site or down at the wholesale counter, I'm Joe Robinson and I've been through the best of the electrical industry news to save you the trouble. And if you think you've spotted the two words that I've been challenged to slip into this week's show, comment with them below for the chance to win a prize. A contracting firm has been fined £10,000 following the death of a teenage electrical apprentice. 18-year-old Adam Newell was electrocuted after coming into contact with a live circuit on a new build site in Moneymore in Northern Ireland in 2021. A probe by health and safety investigators established that Newell was alone and unsupervised in a storeroom in the property when the incident occurred. He was working with a newly laid electrical cable which had become energised. Newell, a keen cyclist and a member of East Tyrone Cycling Club, is survived by his parents and two sisters. Dungannon-based Swift Control Services Limited, which received the £10,000 penalty at Derry Crown Court, had earlier pleaded guilty to a single health and safety offence. Prosecutor Graham Cardwell described the case as a tragic and distressing one in which a young man had lost his life while working as a first-year electrical apprentice. He said it shows the devastating consequences of not having adequate safety measures in place. The conviction should act as a deterrent to other employers and businesses to ensure they have stringent processes in place, especially for young or inexperienced workers. We at eFIXX would just like to send our deepest condolences to the friends and family of Mr. Newell. That is just another tragic story. In other news, the trade has begun reacting to the latest proposed amendment to the wiring regulations. The draft of Amendment 4 comes hot on the heels of the publication of Amendment 3, which was issued earlier this month. If you've experienced a rush of adrenaline because you missed Amendment 3, then don't worry, it's a free-to-download PDF which clarifies the issue of unidirectional and bidirectional RCDs. I've put a link in the show notes to that document. It was fast-tracked to address some unsatisfactory practices with renewable power sources. By contrast, Amendment 4 has been a long time in the making and is designed to match us with European standards. It includes requirements for secondary batteries, generating sets and power over Ethernet installations. It also sets out the procedures for functional earthing and bonding for computer systems. Responding to concerns about the number of changes to the regs this year, the IET says they're a response to fast-evolving technologies. The IET's Mark Cole says that the days of the evergreen electrician are gone. Evolutions in technology, installation practices and developments in standardisation are happening quickly. It's therefore important that installers stay well informed of what's happening in the industry. The IET and other industry bodies are inviting electricians to now have their say on the latest amendment. You can see the draft and provide your comments online until the 3rd of November this year. Again, I've put a link in the show notes. Amendment 4 is due to come into force in 2026. Training is naturally a key way to stay up to date with new technologies, and this week there's been a flurry of new options. The NICEIC has just announced that it's expanding its training offer in Penkridge, Telford, Bristol, London, Gatwick, Dartford, Manchester and Maidstone. At Penkridge in Staffordshire, you'll now be able to do the Level 3 EAL awards for EV chargers, storage systems and solar, as well as a full classroom course in the 18th edition. There's also a safe isolation workshop and a series on electrical fundamentals for maintenance operatives. At Telford, Bristol, London, Gatwick, Dartford and Manchester, the NICEIC has added a Level 3 award in initial and periodic electrical inspection and testing. Meanwhile, at Maidstone, you can do Level 3s in solar and storage. The programmes offer professionally accredited CPD certificates. And speaking of professionally accredited CPD, last week's question of the week was taken from our brand new training package from Marshall Toughlex on the subject of containment and keeping it compliant and safe. The question was, bare copper coated conductors should not be laid in direct contact with galvanised steel containment as it can cause corrosion due to what? The correct answer, of course, is the galvanic series, which can cause serious problems to our containment and cables, and we had a much better showing this week with 85% of viewers on YouTube getting it right, while over on LinkedIn 74% were correct. For more information on what that means and how to avoid the problems it causes, check out that new free training package by clicking the link in the show notes. Also unveiling a suite of new courses is Schneider Electric. The switchgear giant is unifying specialist academies, courses and digital campuses into one overall offering called Schneider Electric Training. It says the move is designed to address the chronic skills gap in the trade. The courses will be delivered via several specialist academies. There's also a digital campus for on-demand CPD courses. 2 academies are already already up and running, with 3 more in the pipeline. The Academy in Telford offers competent person certification and City and Guilds assured authorised person training. The Coventry Academy covers automation such as programmable logic controllers, variable speed drives, motion control and robots. As usual, I've put a link to the training programme in the show notes. In product news this week, Toyota has unveiled its long-awaited electric van. The Pro Ace Max is the Japanese giant's first electric heavy-duty van, and it's now available in the UK. It has a 110 kilowatt-hour battery that's good for a range of 260 miles. But not all is as it seems. Motoring journalists have been quick to point out that the Pro Ace is actually a Fiat Ducato underneath that shiny Toyota badge, and it's also the same as the Ram ProMaster. They say that they're all identical due to an EU anti-competitive deal. Still, the van gets positive reviews in the press. Its battery can be fast charged at 150 kilowatts, enabling a top up to 80% in charge in under an hour. On the AC front, the van comes as standard with an 11 kilowatt onboard charger, but at over £60,000, the starting price in the UK ain't cheap. So, armed with knowledge that the models are all the same, we'd recommend you shop around as always. Heating controls maker Drayton has launched an installer loyalty program. The scheme, known as Drayton Rewards Plus, replaces the old 9-degree network. You earn points by registering products and completing online training courses. You can spend the points in the firm's rewards catalogue, which includes products, workwear and merch. If you claim points for products that you've installed, you'll automatically get an extended 5-year warranty that you can pass on to your customer. Lighting firm Trilux has unveiled the Jonas luminaire system, which it says has been designed to cut the material waste typically associated with Cat A installations. Cat A's are office fit-outs which are installed at build stage and don't have a specific tenant in mind. Often the incoming tenant rips out the whole interior, including the luminaires, when they put in their own bespoke interior. The Jonas is a trunking matrix which can be adapted for each change in fit-out. The plug-and-play luminaires and lighting devices to be easily repositioned or added during subsequent Cat B fit-outs, reducing waste and offering a tailored lighting solution that adapts to tenants' needs. Still on lighting, in news that's weirder than the texture of a dried apricot, a British company has released a spotlight made of coffee grounds. Leeds-based Lumiad combines the grounds with a bioplastic called PLA to create the lights using 3D printers. The firm says that as well as being environmentally friendly, infusing discarded coffee grounds into the plant polymers creates a unique texture and natural colour. The luminaires can also be composted at the end of their life. Lastly, a reminder that we're in the market for your stories, your projects and your recommendations, as we'd like to share them with the wider eFIXX community. In September, we're shifting our focus to commercial lighting, tools and workwear, and of course diving into the Safe for September campaign that we fully support. Send us pictures of your installs or let us know if you've come across any new kit that's making your job easier. Now, just before we get to your favourite bit of the show where I reveal last week's challenge words and winners, we want to thank our premium partners. We couldn't make the news without you. First up, it's the people who've created the Swiss Army knife of solar inverters along with all weather batteries, very much the Boy Scouts of the solar industry. It's SunSync. Up next, they're resolving ventilation problems one property at a time with products made right here in the UK, breathing fresh air into your home. It's Envirovent. Next, they're the brand that pride themselves on keeping people close to what's important with the world's most recognisable doorbell chime. It's Ring. And do you want a no-fuss lighting solution that's packed with value? Then try the EcoLink range from Signify, combining value for money with top-end Signify quality. Now, a business that will literally bend over backwards to give you first-class service on the trade-only supply of signal reception and distribution, custom install, home automation and security products for all residential and commercial projects. It's All Trade. If you want to pump up the jam and join the home heating revolution, then it's got to be heat pumps from Daikin. The best thing to come out of Yorkshire since stainless steel, the home of EV Ultra and other groundbreaking and quality products, it's Doncaster Cables. With an incredible range of equipment from EV charge points through industrial sockets and switches to kit for explosive areas, plus they supplied gear for a Campari factory, so they'll always have a place in my heart. It's Scarmy. Big thanks to you all. We really appreciate your ongoing support for the news. If you think you know the words that I've smuggled into this week's show, pop your guess into the comments. We'll take all the correct guesses and select one at random to be the winner of an eFIXX goodie bag prize. Answers submitted after about lunchtime on the Thursday after release will not be entered into the draw. Now let's reveal the winners of last week's challenge word competition. The words were horseradish and fruitcake, and the winner from last week is Mag82UK, although a special mention must also be given to Marcus Naylor, who managed to answer entirely in emojis. His answer of horse sweet potato and grapes cake made me smile so much I've decided to award him a bonus prize for effort. So very well done to you both, and make sure you click the link in the show notes to claim your prize. And just to let you know that we're going on summer break for ENW now, so there won't be an episode on the next 2 Mondays. But stay tuned for the 2nd of September when we'll be back with all your industry news and updates. Big thanks to scriptwriter Ray for his way with words, to Joe 2.0 for tirelessly doing all the backroom stuff, including his brilliant thumbnails, all of our sponsors who support us financially and keep the show going, but most of all, thank you for listening to this episode of Electrical News Weekly in association with Solar Trade Sales, your easy one-stop shop for all things solar. Make sure you subscribe to receive the next update. Thanks for listening, and until next time, have a great summer, stay safe out there, and remember, there's no such thing as a torque-calibrated arm.